Good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday. And this is the 30th of September, 2025. And we're about 6:50 p.m. Central Time. Now, the stock market's down. I think you build into this that we're going to get the government shutdown at midnight plus 1 second, which will put you right into the morning of Wednesday, and that's where that all kicks in. More tariff talk, as you know, from the president. I don't know if you saw, he and Hegseth with all the generals. I guess they invited a lot of them to leave, bloated. He called them fat, and some doesn't want to walk down the halls, see all these out-of-condition people running around there. I think there was a lot of venting, a lot of anger. Don't know what that all means, but we'll have to think it through. Now, I want you to take a look. You're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers at 6 in the morning, their indices. ADP, the private sector payroll number, that's going to come out at 7:15. Look for a little bit less than the 54,000 they had last time. Analysts ahead of Wednesday's soybean crush numbers. That comes out at 2 o'clock. Got to figure out what they're looking for in the meal and oil stocks. S&P Global Group, they're going to release their final September, and this is the word final September, manufacturing sector PMI. Normally you don't get a lot of change. We've had some changes recently, but I'm not looking for it. And construction spending for August will come out at 9 in the morning. So those are the things you watch, all right? Otherwise, it's going to be a day full of politics. Everybody, it's your fault that we're closed down. It's your fault. You're the worst person in the world. That's what you're going to be getting all day. I want you to point at me. I've got a level head. We shouldn't be doing this. That's basically what it is. Energy prices. I want to bring something up to you right now before you get ahead of yourself. I've just put up a special report on energy. I'm not going to share with you what it says. You go look at it. It's at iraepstein.com. You click up there, the members, you can all log in there if you want. And everybody that is on my mailing list has been sent notice that the report is out. And I'll leave it at that. So let's come back to the marketplace if we could and get ourselves with the charts. As you can see, the stock indices are down. You've got a very mixed bag in currencies right here. Same thing going on tonight in the bonds and the notes. Gold doesn't stop to the upside. It will, but it doesn't right now. Silver catching up to it. It lost some ground to it today. Copper and platinum a little bit higher. So as you look at the S&P, if it closed here, you're up 0.42 for the week at an all-time high close. When you look at the action, though, you're no different than you were the past couple of days. You made a high, a trade bottom low, and you're sort of just stuck in the middle of it right here. But the market still has the pattern of higher lows. It also has lower highs. So in order to get more bullish, it's got to get over 67.36 1/4 and close positive. If it gets over that number and were to reverse under, the lows of today, Tuesday, be a problem for the market. You might look a bit lower in it. In fact, then I'd be looking for the 66.74 level. The Bollinger top, 67.80, a resistance point. You're overbought, have not gotten back your embedded reading. In the NASDAQ, same thing. You never did hit the objective on the downside, but you did make a pretty fast run. So I'm not looking for a lot on the downside. What I think you're going to get for October, November is buying on good breaks if you can get them, and people looking for a year-end rally in the market. That seems to be the setup that people are talking about. The Dow has come down enough where it's neutralizing itself. You've got lower highs and lower lows, but you're over the 18-day average. So the trade will look at the 46,388 level as potential support. If you closed under it, you'd probably get trade thinking bearish, that there's more of a correction coming. In the Russell, I would say the same thing. You got to close under the 18-day average, and then you'll get some ideas that maybe there's a bit more of a correction coming. In the DAX, within now the past 3 days, 4 days, 4 to be specific, you went to the lower band, spent some time, now you're at the upper Bollinger Band. Just back and forth churning. And when we were down here, I told you I thought that the pros would have covered their shorts. Now I'm telling you I think the longs will pop out of some longs for the moment. In the bonds and notes, I still see selling pressure. It hasn't gone away here. It hasn't gone away in the 2-year note. When we go to the dollar index, it's pulling back from the combination of resistance at the 100-day average in the Bollinger Band, and now the game starts. Will it be able to hold the 97.20 level? Can it stay good? The market gets real ugly if it gets underneath 96.83. So be careful. You don't want to see that happening. In the euro, I said yesterday, look for resistance at the 18-day average. It's what's happening. It's markets getting away from being oversold, but it hasn't given you an awful lot to do. If you're selling there, you got to risk almost $700. I think that's too much to risk right now. British pound, the bounce in a market that got oversold, but look for resistance from the 100-day average in green to the 18-day average, the 134.93 to 135.20 level. In Bitcoin, you just sort of neutralized yourself after a $5,000 gain yesterday. It's interesting how the market's held on to it, but you're sort of in no man's land from top to bottom, just sort of going nowhere. I'm not going to discuss crude or WTI. It's in my special report. If you go to the heating oil market, well, this is where it's got to make up its mind. Is it going to be strong enough to hold these levels and give you an area where you've come off a big break and it gives you the possibility of where it wants to set up a potential buy? It hasn't done it yet. And in natural gas, you've gone from this low, kicked itself up. You're not overbought yet. There's still room you can run. Maybe the 342 level will be a resistance point. I'm Ira Epstein. Take advantage of that report. Remember, my reports are only up 3 business days. So you want to go in and take a look at it, iraepstein.com. Just look on the top left. You take care.